what we are concerned about also the impact of this Korean issue on overall China-U.S. relations, because recently media outlets in the U.S. are declaring that so-called honeymoon China enjoyed with Trump seemed to be in trouble. Or some headlines simply read, honeymoon is over. The reason they gave was that Trump had hoped China would help solve this issue. And so he put aside some other controversial issues with China, such as trade, currency, Taiwan, South China Sea, these issues. So now the solution doesn't seem to be emerging so easily. And the efforts of China doing seem to be not so effective. Under such circumstances, they have been saying in the U.S. that the Trump will take a more tough approach towards China on a number of issues. That would be a bad news for bilateral relations between China and the U.S. What do you think of this prospect? And I mean, what would be the impact of this North Korea issue on overall China-U.S. relations?
Let me put it this way. China-U.S. bilateral relationship is the most important bilateral relationship in the world today, because not only the combined GDP of two countries takes up almost 30%, 1/3 of the world total, and they are the two major powers have greatest influence in the world today. So the cooperation and non-cooperation between the two will, to a certain extent, or maybe to a large extent, determine the future direction of the world order. Peace, economic growth, security, etc., etc. So this relationship is very important. Secondly, this relationship is very complicated and is composed of many elements. What we need to be aware we should be on guard against is both countries should not be hijacked, or this relationship should not be hijacked by a single issue, be it Korean Peninsula nuclear issue, be it trade, be it other issues. We always have difficult issues to address. But for U.S.-China, cooperation occupies a large chunk of this relationship. Whether you agree or not, people tend to focus on those areas where two countries disagree. Of course, they have disagreements on many issues, but the two countries have a very large economic relationship, interdependent. Politically, they, believe it or not, cooperate a lot in the Security Council because they have a common objective that both countries need peace in the world today. They do not want war. They want a more peaceful world, more prosperous world. That's for two countries to achieve. So it is a complicated relationship. No single issue should become an issue that will hijack the relationship. So any exaggeration of a single issue to this overall complicated, important relationship is, I would say, is not the right approach. Whether it's a DPRK, a nuclear issue, whether we have tension rising in Korean Peninsula or in South China Sea, or we have trade frictions, etc. We should deal with these issues one by one. We should not say, okay, we have that issue, therefore the whole relationship is in jeopardy, which is not true.
Because some people believe Trump was a businessman.
Well, it doesn't matter whether he is a businessman or non-businessman. This relationship will trump all. Will trump. Will trump. You know what I mean? This relationship is too important for any single person, be it the president or otherwise.
North Korea issue is just one issue.
Just one issue. If we cannot resolve it, we have to be patient.
One issue, China-U.S. still have a lot in common interest.
A lot in common because we're both opposed to nuclearization of Korean Peninsula. We both believe, at least for now, there should be a negotiated solution. Even if U.S. saying military options is on the table, I don't think military option is the right option.
Even American scholar has put it right from American perspective. It's North Korea first, but not North Korea only.
I agree with that. North Korea first. Even North Korea first might not be the right description. There is a lot of first.
Yes.
You know, when you're focused on one issue, you will say trade first. Okay. When you focus on trade, trade first. When you focus on South China Sea, you will say, oh, South China Sea first. You know, when you focus on DPRK, you will see Korean Peninsula first. So that is not an issue. I would say any single issue has its own importance. Sure. They need to be addressed as such.